Now, Emmylou, I have spent much of my TV career on and off exploring houses, old houses, new houses, renovating farmhouses, visiting display homes. But there is something so inspiring about a good display home, you know, because they put the smelly candles in and you walk in and you feel amazed. They have all the interior design, the vases.
You have taught me so much because there's several restrictions when going in to buy a new home, and this is all very new to me. And one thing that you pointed out was the fact that before you go pick out your home or build your home, you have to pick out that land first. That's really important.
No, you're learning quick. Every day is a school day. You do, because you might go to some estates and also actually you can't build a two-storey here in that particular block of land. When you visit display homes, go and walk inside the houses which you don't necessarily like the look of from the outside. Go and think outside the box, because you might be surprised when you get inside. And speaking of inside and surprises, there's a bloke in there who's from Metricon, one of Australia's biggest and best builders, and they build so many houses in Queensland. What they don't know about homes and the way Queenslanders live is not worth knowing. I mean, Cody, hello, welcome to the show. This is how you house. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yeah.
Emmylou were just wondering if you can just leave for the weekend and leave us the key. We might have a party here. Great to meet you. Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem. What, you know, if people are moving to the Sunshine Coast, yep, they're coming to Aura, what can they expect from the display homes, you know, and the trends that they should be looking out for, or what you're actually seeing happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing a lot of buyers coming up from New South Wales and Victoria looking at, you know, minimum 3 or 4 bedrooms, room to grow the family, and that integration of, you know, indoor and outdoor living. So they're taking design options like grand outdoor rooms and, you know, more space for that external living, and good integration for the heart of the home, you know, the kitchen and how it flows on out, because they spend a huge amount of their time, you know, entertaining outdoors.
What are some of the more common floor plan changes which people are opting into? Because when you think about a display home, you go to one like this is all the bells and whistles. Yeah. What are some of the most popular?
Yeah, obviously increasing you know, door heights and window heights to let in that natural light's a pretty popular change, as well as the grand outdoor room or even the second outdoor room, so they can have multiple kind of living areas outside. And we do see a lot of things like rake ceilings and cathedral ceilings. Obviously that scope and volume we see is very popular. And then sometimes you'll see things like the guest suite downstairs. So if they do have family, you know, from interstate coming to join them, they do have that, you know, separate master suite for them to be staying in.
You hear kind of horror stories about, you know, building and how long it takes and those kind of things, and Metricon has this amazing reputation of having this really smooth building plan. How do you ensure that? If I was coming in, how do I ensure that I do have a smooth building plan?
Yeah, of course, good question. So the two biggest things we find is usually cost blowouts and then timeline blowouts. So they're the two biggest problems that we find our customers face. So we do obviously have fixed site costs and a very, you know, fixed pricing and transparency up front, which we find is key. No one wants to be hearing about, you know, excess costs further down the track. The second thing is timeline and transparency around how long it's going to take not only to build the home, but how long it's going to take to site start. We do find the big question is how long it's going to take to get through council and that type of thing. So transparency around that. So we do have a fast track program that, you know, encapsulates that pre-site journey and the time on site with, you know, building in as little as 17 weeks.
So one thing that I'd love to know is, does Metricon cater to that multi-generational living? So, you know, having those amazing guest bedrooms and things, so you can have all of your family living in under the one roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, especially with cost of living, it's been a larger, you know, topic recently. So
Yeah.
a lot of our floor plans do have what we call standard design options for an extra guest suite, whether it be downstairs or at the other end of the home, to give that separation of living if you do have, you know, multi-generations living under one roof.
I'm super grateful for your insights, mate. Thank you so much. And,
no problem at all.
We're just wondering, Emmylou and having a bit of a chat, and wondering how long we would need to stay here to be able to claim squatters' rights.
Longer than what you have today, I think. Yeah.
And secondly, is there any wine in those fake bottles in the fridge?
There is for contract signing appointments, absolutely.
Because this is so new to me. I know nothing about display homes, building, anything like that. I have an investment property in WA, but again, it was an investment property. It's an older house.
This is going to be your next move.
This is going to be my next move.
And the number one thing I always say to people is, before you build off the plans, trust your builder. Trust is so important. And if you can trust them, you can have a great experience from start to finish. Indulge yourself. Take a minute. Have a look on their website and just think, one day, wouldn't it be nice? And look at their display homes. You'll find them all online, like we did, at Metricon.com.au. Now, should we make a cocktail?